Just last week, the Portfolio Committee on Trade, Industry and Competition adopted both the Copyright Amendment Bill and the Performance Protection Amendment Bill. As revised by the National Council of Provinces, the Copyright Coalition of South Africa is rejecting this bill as it stands because of the Fair Use Clause, which seeks to improve access to information for all and to provide helpful benefits for authors and creators. Chola Makgamathe, who is with the coalition, joins us now to expand on their position. Chola, very good morning to you. Thank you for your time. The passing of this bill has left a lot of people in the creative industry rather disheartened. What is the problem?
Good morning, Paul, to you and your viewers. I think the problem essentially is that the introduction of this fair use provision, we currently have what is called fair dealing in our law. And what this fair use provision is going to do is that it's going to allow users to use content that's created for free. And that will effectively mean that if you write a song or you write a book, I can, as a user, take that song, take that book, make money off of it, allow others to make money off of it, and you as the original content creator will not be able to make money off of it. So that's at the level of the individual content creator. Then at a macro level, what will happen is that big companies, publishing companies, other companies will not be able to secure rights because you will not be able to ascertain exactly where the content has come from, and then you open yourself up to a lot of liabilities, and eventually what will happen is that those companies will disinvest from South Africa. So there will be a huge impact both at a micro level and at a macro level. And considering that the creative industries contributes between 2 to 4% of the GDP of this country, that will have a devastating impact, not just for industries itself, now and in the future going forward, but the economy as well.
I suppose the critical juncture here is how it raises a lot of concerns about the potential erosion of South Africa's creative industry. What are the downfalls here as you look and assess the creative industry as matters stand today, and looking at the bill and the impact it will have overall?
So the creative industry suffered terribly during COVID and are only just now starting to recover. This bill will take the creative industries back severely. People won't be incentivized to create anything, and arts and culture are an integral part of our lives. But if you can't make money of what you're doing, if you can't build a profession in the creative industries, why would you do so? You'd rather go into an environment or a sector where you'll be able to make money as a creative, because there will be no money, there will be no incentive to do so. So that's what will happen. So eventually our creative industries will be eroded. We won't be hearing our songs. People will probably go overseas and try and make money there because those industries are protected here. I mean, in South Africa, they won't have the same level of protection. So you will eventually kill it. You'll have nothing. You won't have poets or poetry that's originally from South Africa. You won't have songs from here. So it's just going to have a very devastating impact in the short to medium term and long term as well.
So what happens at this point in time? I mean, I do understand that several engagements and hopes that this bill would face serious opposition. That was what the hope was. Where does it leave the industry with this bill today?
It's very disappointing, because we've been engaging in this process for so many years, and we've been raising the same issues over and over again, and they've been ignored over and over again by people who don't even understand how copyright law affects the creative industries and how it actually operationalizes and the economies around it. It's been extremely frustrating, and even the process, the consultative process, has been, I can call it a sham. Just how, in the first instance, that's why the president referred it back to the National Assembly, because that consultative process was flawed. They've now done another process, which has really been a tick box exercise, very difficult to engage in for the average individual and for the average South African. And we find ourselves now where it's scheduled to be debated on Thursday this week by the National Assembly, and if it is debated, most likely adopted by Parliament and then sent to the president, who has a number of options. We are hoping that they don't adopt it on Thursday, and if not, if it goes to the president, that he listens to reason, because this will have a devastating impact on the Dintswalos of the world that he spoke about in his State of the Nation address.
Yeah, absolutely. So where do you think, academics and educators have lauded the inclusion of this facet of the bill, of the fair use provision? where are they falling short in terms of the broader understanding and the impact this will have on creatives?
I think that's the challenge with academics sometimes, right? So on the face of it, yes, it will democratize information. There'll be access to information. But where is that information coming from? Who's writing those books? Who's creating those works? Are you paying them? So you are saying democratize information. Yes, let's have access. Let students have access. But those books that those students are getting, who's paying for them? Who are you paying for? So you're essentially saying, yes, let's give students textbooks. But the creators or the writers of the textbooks, well, sorry for you. So that effectively means that local writers of textbooks will not get paid. You kill that industry. And then you'll have to import those textbooks because where else are you going to get them? From writers who are getting paid in other countries. That's what they just don't understand. We're not saying there shouldn't be access, but you should have access and remunerate the creators of those works.
What about the other threats which may come and really give the creative industry a bit of a shakedown? The impact of artificial intelligence. How heavily does that weigh on the creative industry?
So, I mean, that's a huge issue right now internationally. And, I mean, there's a number of cases that have been looked at. But effectively, what the huge challenge is around generative AI, where thousands of works are on the internet, and an AI system can effectively consume or ingest those works without asking for permission, without paying the creators, and then create something new, which they will want to either copyright or protect itself or make money off of it, leaving all these creators with the inability to make money. It's fast-moving, it's not human, and it's intelligent because it's obviously artificial intelligence. So it will leave the creative sectors bereft because the general principle of generative AI or how it operates is that you use all these numerous numbers of works created by other people and then use those created new work without paying them or without asking for permission. And I mean, case law now, not in South Africa obviously, but case law in the US is looking at this, and there are indications that this is a huge problem, and there is regulation. I mean, recently in the European Union they passed the AI Act just to look at this very thing, to regulate how AI is used effectively in a manner that does not cause extreme prejudice to the creators of content.
What do you think will be the long-term impact if this bill is, officially in law?
There will be no creative industries to speak of in this country. Or what will be there will be a shadow of its former self, which would be very, very sad.
Very well. Thank you so much for talking to us and weighing in on this very important discussion. Copyright Coalition of South Africa member Chola Makgamathe speaking about some serious concerns. The copyright bill, a serious threat to South Africa's industry and the economy at large.